Don't get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Short Film Roundup.
Short Film Roundup?
Yes, This is the place. In fact, it is the only place where you can see three cursed filmmakers reviewing your short film.
You mean user-submitted short films?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, him?
The user.
That guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone.
Any filmmaker. I don't want short films sent to us by some
non-filmmakers?
schlock off the street, okay? I want filmmakers' work. Okay?
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah. If you're just a dabbler, be gone. No dabblers.
If you
Dabblers be gone.
If you want to submit a film to us, there's a link somewhere. If you're on Facebook, it's above us. If it's
Nope.
YouTube, it's
Don't-
below us.
We're not on
talk.
Facebook.
No Facebook talk.
We're not on Facebook.
We canceled
Remember?
Facebook talk.
Remember
Shut
the
up.
meeting?
Shut up! God damn it, dude.
If you want to submit,
Again.
if you want to submit a film to us, there's a link in the description. Click it, and there's a Google form. Fill it out.
Fill it out.
Send
your
it
film
to us.
Super
We'll
easy.
email you.
Yeah. Sometime.
We'll review your movie.
We will.
We're going to do to you what we've done to so many others like you.
That's right.
And you'll like it.
Hey, there's a Facebook page called Film Alchemists, and in Film Alchemists, we do deeper discussions with all the filmmakers that we've had on the show thus far.
Yeah, get there.
So you should come join it. There's a link in the
It's
description.
Freaking rad.
It's great.
It's really cool. So if you kind of like your experience here, definitely recommend checking out
Check it out.
other stuff there.
This is a film called A Psychic Murder, written, directed, and edited by Brandon Block.
Way to go, Brandon.
Submitted to us by Timothy J. Cox,
A man with many hats.
the prolific short film actor.
Boy, is he
Ever
prolific.
Yes.
Jeez.
He seems to have an infinite wealth of short films he's
Seems
been
that
involved
way.
with.
Let us get started with Taylor.
Me?
Tell us a little bit about The Murder of Which is Psychic.
Okay. Psychic Murder is a bizarre movie about something. We're not exactly sure what it's really about at the core, but it's kind of got a aesthetic going on for it. Some kind of surreal, interesting, bizarro aesthetic going on, I would say. The guy's got huge hands. He's a comedian.
With 3 fingers.
3 fingers, and he's in talks with an agent to get signed for some deal. This is a strange movie. I don't know what... It's hard to talk about what's really going on in this movie.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Yeah, so I agree with everything you just said. I don't know exactly what the purpose was. I guess, with a movie like this, when it comes to the end, my biggest feedback, my biggest feeling was, why did we just watch this?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point? Is there a message here? Is there an emotion we're going through here? Because even in the most sort of, expressionist, surrealist films, there's usually like an aim of some kind. Even if that aim is simply creating confusion.
Sure.
And I really couldn't grasp any aim.
This seemed to me from the beginning to be just kind of like this normal story about one guy, but then as it kept going, it seemed to be like shifting toward from our main character to this producer.
Played by Tim Cox.
Yeah, and the producer
Yeah.
seemed to take up most of the movie.
He stole the movie. He also gives the line that the movie's titled for.
The Psychic Murder.
Psychic Murder. So
Yeah.
the camera was telling us it was about this comedian,
Yeah,
but the dialogue and performances told us it was about the producer.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
the agent.
Yeah, so it was weird for me, definitely, because there was a disconnect there. Also, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the fault of anyone, but I felt like our main character, who the comedian, I'm gonna call him our main character, I didn't feel any connection between him and the girl, which I believe he was trying to woo, or he was thinking about wooing.
Well, on second, because we watched this twice.
Yeah.
On second watch through, it made sense, his reaction to it, and the way I thought, I kind of interpreted it or inferred it would be that the girl is the more promiscuous one, and she's actively seducing the guys. And so his kind of denial or feeling weird of it is stemming from the first joke of the movie where he's like, I just started dating again and I'm naked. It's like naked and afraid, but I'm not naked. So he's nervous around women.
Right.
So it makes sense why he would be all kind of flustered and reclusive.
I didn't even know he wanted to be with her.
Well, I don't know if they are even trying to say that.
Well, because he's
at
in
the
bathroom,
end.
Yeah, when he's in the bathroom right here, and they have that weird soundtrack. The
yeah, which was way louder than their dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting there looking at himself in the mirror, like saying lines to her, as if he's trying to woo her, saying, "Hey."
No,
so
I
what do
think
you
he was just practicing.
Was he just practicing?
Not hitting on someone. He was practicing he was impersonating actors.
Yeah.
That had no meaning.
Yeah, I think he was just doing that because he was in the bathroom in front of a mirror.
Okay, see, in my head, he was saying these lines to her, and that's why when she walked in, it was like this big coincidence thing, like, hey, she's responding to something that he was actually just supposed to say in his head.
No, I didn't get that.
I didn't as much either.
Interesting. Okay.
Still leaves a little bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the giant hands in the room?
The sound?
No, the giant hands.
Oh, okay.
So, the opening scene with his stand-up comedy act, they really set up the giant hands as being some important part of this story.
That's what made it surreal to me, is that it was like there's a close-up here, and he talks about him, and then we never come back to it.
And then it never comes back.
Yeah.
It's not a thing at all after that, which was weird. I guess I could say this. If this film, if the intention was, I want to make a surrealist film, and the definition of surrealist we're going by is to create a dreamlike state, then this succeeded.
Yeah.
Because the large hands idea is something you could totally experience in a dream, where it's like you notice it, but then you just move on and don't just act like it's normal.
And it's normal, right?
You know. So there's that to say about it. I have a lot of questions about the aesthetic. You know, we're super heavy on pinks and reds and blues.
I feel like that was just stage lighting.
Like it was not
on
purpose?
Right here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was on purpose, but I feel like it was just club atmosphere. At least that's the way I read it.
I felt differently towards the latter half of the film when he's sitting down with Tim. Because it felt, I guess it could be stage lighting, but I don't know. It felt like impossible stage lighting.
I mean, Tim is pink.
Yeah.
The reverse of this shot, he is completely pink.
I mean, it just looks like the ambient light to me.
Could be.
Okay, so the biggest constructive criticism, I think that's the obvious one, and that's the sound.
Big
sound problems.
There was big sound problems.
So our second watch was mainly motivated by the fact that we couldn't understand what anyone was saying.
Yeah.
And we had to crank up the volume really loud and discuss what was just said every time.
Yeah. There were some weird editing choices here that I think, or editing in the sound, that I don't know if it was intentional or not. I know one of them was, and that was this part where we cut to Tim's character right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the audience, the comedian is no longer giving his actual audio. It's like ambient audio.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to his original audio.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
So weird, because the first time I watched it, when that happened, when it cuts to Tim and it's just like he's telling a joke, but the audio quality just changes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought somebody in the audience was heckling him.
That's what I thought too the first time. It sounded like the voice because it changed the proximity of where the voice. It sounds like the voice is coming from. It's no longer sounded like it was coming through a microphone. It sounded like it was coming from within the sound space of the room.
Yeah, I felt like they were trying to switch perspectives here.
I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah,
was that now we're shifting over to the agent.
Yeah.
Who is not so invested in what's actually happening on stage. He's living in his own world, and so the performance is
and
like,
so it becomes distant.
I mean, because it felt like his performance bombed. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
But the agent and his assistant are both like, "You were awesome."
Yeah, I love that.
That was
honestly, I
odd.
thought that was funny.
Also, the audio kept that perspective here too.
Yeah.
When we cut to a random
Yeah,
guy.
it was all a little
Which is
wonky.
odd because this shot is closer to this guy than it was to Tim, making him feel more important.
Yeah,
This guy, when they first showed this guy, my mind assumed he was an important character.
Yeah.
Like, that shot looks like this guy is a main character. He will be speaking later.
Right. And I don't yeah, it was just odd.
just
that-
one shot.
He loved that joke, though.
He did
About
love
the
that
hamburger
joke.
helper hands.
Um,
Was it like they set up a really interesting emotional piece
Yeah.
at the beginning with his stand-up act because his jokes aren't landing, and then it's like he hesitates and decides, okay, I'm gonna make fun of my weird hands, and then he starts getting laughs, and you're like, okay, so here's a guy who's willing to compromise his standards
right.
to get approval, right?
Yeah.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, it's good
but it's
development.
another thing that just sort of whoop, out the window.
Yeah. Just
Like, it didn't matter.
didn't seem to matter. Yeah. That is interesting.
I really like Tim's character in this.
I do too.
Tim kind of owns.
Tim kind of
yeah.
owns pretty much every
Yeah,
character.
he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also really liked his character.
because he seems so oblivious to, like his body language and his delivery, compared to the words he's saying, are like in such contrast.
Yeah.
that it's sort of hilarious,
Yeah.
and it's really uncanny.
Like what?
like talking about how good his performance was, like the jokes were or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like just dead
And super
serious,
rigid.
just
Rigid,
just
yeah.
staring deep
I
into
did
his
like that.
soul. Like there's something deeply wrong that's unsettling him, but he just doesn't acknowledge it.
Just doesn't acknowledge.
Just
Yeah,
lets
that
it
makes for an
permeate.
intimidating character, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're so dissonant. There's dissonance there. I want to talk about this weird shot. To me, it was weird. And it was when he gets the drinks back
Oh,
from the girl. And so he goes to pour it out, like which we're assuming is on the table. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. But then we just keep going like it's just a normal thing.
yeah.
Wait, do it again.
He puts the candle out.
So I think he poured it.
Oh, he
into
poured it
the
on the
candle.
candle.
Yeah.
But even so, that would be an interesting
would-
visual to have.
Yeah.
And like, because we're assuming this guy is pretty stern. And he's like, "Fuck your drink."
Yeah.
Right. But it doesn't matter. It seems like the camera's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just gonna keep going.
Because they're going to shift perspectives a little bit in that shot.
Yeah, I think it would have been better to do it with an edit
Yeah.
as opposed to a pan.
I like the idea of that shot, but the action they have Tim do in the pan
Yeah.
does not serve the shot.
See, I think it would have been better then if he didn't pour out the drink.
Yeah.
If he was just like staring at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and it just kept going.
Yeah, that would have made the shot work a lot better, I
Yeah.
think.
I always like to operate camera work under the idea that you're showing the audience what they would naturally want to see anyway, unless you're trying to create a weird dissonance there. And
You wouldn't be looking away when the guy's in the middle.
exactly, yeah. When he's doing something weird like pouring the drink out on the table, that's something that is
It actually
weird.
it does the thing where it makes the camera a part of the scene.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, you start to
The
notice
observer.
the camera.
Well, but which is a technique that's valuable in some.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
sure.
it's valuable to make basically make an extra observer's eye.
Yeah.
So that we're not watching this through our own eyes. We're
Right.
watching it from another
Well,
observer's eyes.
And for example, I mean, a really good example of that is in Taxi Driver, when they do the dolly away from, what's his name on the payphone.
Yeah.
Do you remember that shot?
no.
He goes to a payphone, medium shot, and then we dolly away from him, completely unmotivated. The camera just moves away from him. And it's really interesting because there's no action doing that, and it makes the viewer feel really, like, odd, like something is off about this world now. And, like, why am I over here? Why am I listening to him off screen? But it's intentional. You know,
Yeah.
it's something that you can feel, and you're like, okay, I can see that they did that for a reason. This just feels like the camera wanted to do a pan and they just didn't do it at the right time or something. That's what it felt like to me anyway.
So there's a cut in here that my favorite part of the entire movie.
Oh.
He slams his hands down here, and
Except he doesn't?
Except he doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
This part.
So yeah. That.
Without the sound.
It doesn't work as well
doesn't
without
work.
sound.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Let's see that again. Yeah.
What the-
Yeah.
I feel like that's an accident. Not an accident,
No,
but like
no, because
done
there's a
to
sound.
cover up something.
There's a sound there.
Yeah. Well, I loved that.
Yeah.
With the sound.
So obviously that's intentional, as is the light blinking behind him.
Yeah.
And those lights blinked along with like a little cymbal riff, like.
Yeah. So like they're trying to do something here.
They're trying to Birdman it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what
Birdman.
they're doing. They're Birdmanning. That's what this felt like to me. It was
Birdman.
like,
You know what?
I'm very influenced by Birdman.
Wine of the Month Club
Yep.
was also Birdman.
Totally.
It was, yeah.
And they do the same stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, that's a short
That's
film.
another short film roundup movie.
Yeah.
This is the only things we watch. That's all we talk about.
That's all we talk about.
Once you've submitted a film to short film roundup, you are now a part of our eternal inner workings.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Taxi
have
Driver, that was a
We will
short-
talk about your movies forever. No one else will remember you, but we will.
Sad.
Your
Short
hard,
Film Roundup,
your
the
hard
place
work
where
will
films
live
come
on.
to die.
Or get their eternal life.
Oh.
We give them eternal life.
We're passing on. Short films come to pass on to the afterlife.
Yes, we
in
are.
Short Film Roundup.
We are
We're
the
the
afterlife
afterlife
of
of
Yeah.
short films.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is it.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's gotta die.
I hope you knew that when you let Tim submit it to us. This is the end.
It's the end of it.
You've
Yeah.
reached the end of the track. son.
Sorry, man.
So I am. My condolences.
It runs
but
its festivals and then it comes here to die.
That's the end. That's
No,
the end.
live. It's the afterlife.
Live
It's-
eternally.
Well,
Live.
it doesn't die because of us. It dies of like natural causes or an accident or a murder
Or a murder.
something. You know.
The submission process is basically the transition
Ooh, transition period.
into right.
Okay.
And then where we are like
The cemetery.
this is heaven.
Oh,
Oh,
and
heaven,
So,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the date of the air date is their deceased date.
yeah.
Sure.
No, it's the
Submission
obituary in the
Anyway,
newspaper.
so
I think we need to carry this on a little further.
I'm
There's more
think we
juice
do.
there.
yeah. Yeah. Didn't like that bar shot where we slid
The
up
dolly.
and slid back down. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was another one of those shots where I felt like someone else was watching them.
So
And I feel like if you're going to do that, then you're doing it because it should be part of your story.
I think it's because the
And
camera
it's also
kept
it's
moving.
leading.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
leading
It is
them.
leading. Yeah, that's interesting.
Slow
also,
down.
I thought this was weird, where he said,
Kiss my lady's
he
hand.
said, "Kiss my lady's hand."
That was
and then
very
they-
weird.
They hung on the shot, and then the comedian does this thing where he's like, I don't know, and then he's like really awkward about coming in,
Yeah.
and I felt like that whole thing was supposed to be what we felt, and I didn't feel that at all. You know, like him being awkward felt like it was supposed to be an awkward moment, but it didn't feel awkward to me. It felt like we didn't even see the comedian yet. You know, we come to the scene and it's them, and then we see the comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, just odd editing to me. I love the light though.
There's a lot of atmosphere stuff here that I really like.
Yeah.
Sections have a really interesting tone that's like really uncanny and bizarre, and I
The
liked it
bathroom
for that
scene
you know.
had a very cool tone. I liked
Yeah.
that
I thought
a
so
lot.
too. Yeah, yeah. I like the color grading and lighting in both the bathroom, all the sections of the movie. I really like the first shot too, where it's this long tilt.
Yep.
I really like that shot. Even the pop up of the
Yeah, that's
title,
fine.
it felt a little cliche, but it's
Fun.
good. I like it.
It's all right.
Yeah,
I forgive it.
this shot, wide shot, looks great.
Yep.
I like the piano player just there
Yeah,
playing piano with like full drums. It's like diegetic, non-diegetic at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
Yeah, the old diegetic, non-diegetic
Yeah.
trick.
Yeah.
That's the diegetic, non-diegetic technique at its finest.
It's my favorite. Pioneered by John Ford.
He did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
you guys ready to move on to our next section?
I
is
am
that?
ready.
So, this section that we're about to do, what are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I feel like you need to do something as soon as I start speaking.
Nothing.
This
Yeah.
is the section where
It's
we
for my own
where we-
protection.
where we
Oh.
Where we what? Spit it out, man.
where we ask questions directly to the filmmakers. So if you would like to join us in doing that, please do so in the comments.
Yep.
Below this video, comment. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we missed anything that we should have said, you say it yourself. Ask some questions. Our filmmakers are usually quite good about getting back to us, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of
Have a
fun.
little back and forth. So I'll start.
Yeah, do it, Mr. Brandon
So
or
I
Mr. Block.
So I feel like your objective was not to tell a traditional story, because this isn't a traditional story with a beginning, middle, and end. It's kind of open-ended. Doesn't have a lot of setup or character development. In fact, it sets up things that it doesn't complete at all. So I'm assuming you had a different objective altogether, and I'm wondering what that was. Were you was your purpose to actually make a surrealist, dreamlike experience? Did you have some kind of deeper meaning you were hoping would come across, or is this just a completely interpretive piece? Why did you make this film? And if there's anything important to you here that we are missing, what is it?
I want to know what went down with your sound.
Yeah, we saw you had a sound recordist in the credits.
Yeah, you had a pretty sizable crew.
Yeah.
But the sound seemed like it just came from the camera. So I want to know the problems that you had on set, including that of sound.
I want to know if this is intended to be like a surrealist or experimental, whatever, non-traditional kind of film. Is that typically your genre of choice or
wheelhouse.
style? Your wheelhouse, your style, whatever you wish to call it, or are you doing other kind of stuff? Other
If you're a
tones?
surrealist filmmaker, you should join Taylor's little club.
No, it's exclusive. No one can join.
Yeah, no, he can't do it. I tried it before I was kicked out.
Yeah,
But you're not a surrealist filmmaker.
Yeah, but I fronted
You
as
fit
one.
in.
And
we saw right through you.
yeah.
Anyone would.
But what you should do is join Film Alchemists.
Oh!
That was a clever segue.
Yeah.
Film Alchemist is great.
Why?
Why is it great?
Yeah.
We do like feature film reviews. We
And
do
we start
film
film
discussion.
Film conversations every day.
There's a bunch of other really cool filmmakers in there who all discuss, and you can
Yes.
chat with them.
And we learn from each other. We have different
Live
perspectives.
live interviews with filmmakers.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And these videos go on there too.
No,
Yeah,
they don't.
check it out.
I mean, no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't. They do, though.
No.
So,
We
yeah.
don't do that.
The void is getting a little cold nowadays.
Oh, I'm so cold.
It feels like Arctic. in
Here, I got some warmth
feels
for
like
you.
Joe Penna's Arctic.
Oh, bring it in. Closer.
Yeah, hey, let me get
Closer.
Let me get some of that.
Yes. Touch it. Touch it.
Oh,
Touch it.
oh my gosh.